everyone, so today's video is going to be a chatty get ready with me / trying out new products or new to me products. What that means is these are products that I've recently picked up but I haven't gotten around to trying yet, so I'm going to try them for the first time on camera. But before we get on into this video, you guys know the drill. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. But other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. So I have about almost a full face of makeup. I try to get as close as possible as a full face, just so it's kind of, I have a lot to try. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And the first thing I'm going to be trying is this Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation here. I picked this up from TJ Maxx, and this is in the shade 1.60W. So whatever that means. So I think it has a lock on it, and I hope it doesn't like squirt out. There. So it looks like my shade. This is actually my second time filming this because the first time I tried this, the foundation I tried to use was the Marc Jacobs ones, and I'm gonna have to play with this and figure this one out because for one, the shade was way too light, but I think I applied too much. So I'm gonna have to play with this one off camera because that was a disaster. Not gonna lie. Anyways, gonna go in with this one. This one looks to be about more of my shade. I didn't think I'd gotten a tan, but maybe I did. I mean, because my neck is still really pasty white compared to the rest of my face. But this is looking a lot better. Anyway, so today I'm just gonna be trying out some products, chatting with you guys. I have a little bit to talk about. Some of it's kind of venting things. I wouldn't really say it's a life update or anything because yeah, this is just stuff that's been happening in my life, but, So, some of you may or may not have noticed, this is looking pasty white too. Anyways, some of you may or may not have noticed, I did not post my unboxing for BoxyCharm's April premium box. Like I said, some of you may or may not have noticed, I did post my base box of the unboxing of April's on there, and it's not because I, canceled or anything, because I just posted my May premium box unboxing, so it's not because I canceled. But I have not received my April box, premium box yet. Still to this day, have not received it. And from watching a fellow, I just recently watched a fellow YouTuber's video, and she's talking about how she hasn't received her base box, I don't think, because they ran out of boxes, and that might be why mine's running so late. But mine's not completely like that because I actually received a tracking number for my premium box, and it said it's on its way, yada yada, waiting around for it. And this was like early April, like around the time that I would normally be getting my premium box. And so I was like, great, I just received my base box. I was like, cool, premium should be here any day now, yada yee. And so one night I was home. It was like around 8 o'clock, which is a weird time. And a delivery person had just come to our door, but it was Amazon. So I was like, cool, it was like, that's a weird time to be delivering, but it's Amazon. Amazon does its own thing. But I happened to look at my tracking number for my base, or for my box, my premium box, and I was like, it says it's been delivered. That's weird. I mean, I didn't see anybody, but sometimes they deliver to my in-laws, which live like right down the road from us. So our road, the road that we live off of, turns to a dead end, and we're like the last house at the end of the street. So it's like basically you go down the road, dead end. Our house is over here, their house is right there. So a lot of the times, we share a mailbox, and we have like a parcel box, like for our packages and stuff. So sometimes they'll leave the packages there. Sometimes they'll go to my in-laws' house and they'll just deliver our packages there. Vice versa. Sometimes they come down to our house, deliver their package. So it's not uncommon for me to have to go walk down there or something to go look for my package. And you know how FedEx is the one that delivers my packages for BoxyCharm, and usually on the little app it'll say like delivered, and sometimes it'll say like where they delivered it, and it said they delivered it at my front door. It didn't say whose front door, it just said front door. So I was like, okay, well, I went outside to my front door, no package. So it's not uncommon. It's probably at my in-laws' house. So I walked down there, no package. I'm like, huh, it's kind of weird. It said it's been delivered, but it's not here. So I was like, okay. You know, this is the first time this has ever happened. So I was like, that's weird. Maybe they, so I knocked on the door and like asked my in-laws, hey, did you get a package? And they're like, no. So I was like, well, my house does have 2 doors, you know, front door and a back door. And our back door would be, I guess, technically the front door, but we never use it. We always use the back door. So I was like, maybe they put it at the front door. So I went over there, no package, walked around, you know, maybe they put it somewhere else. I walked around, you know, flashlight. So I was like I said, it was 8 o'clock at night. It was dark. I was like, I did not see a package, you know, like a FedEx person come. My in-laws did not see anybody. I checked at their house, nothing. So I was like, well, great. Where is my package? So I was like, I looked it up on Google, and sometimes, you know, delivery people will say something's been delivered when it hasn't actually been delivered. So I was like, well, I'll wait a day. Next day, no package. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call. Let me just say, FedEx has the worst customer service ever. By the way, I'm liking this foundation. Let me talk about the foundation, and then I'll get back to my story. So yeah, this foundation looks pretty nice. It's not really clinging too much to my dry areas, maybe just a little bit. I do have like this nasty looking zit down here that I'm going to have to work hard to cover up. It's kind of one of those zits that pops up, gets really angry and gross, and then like scabs over. I mean, I did pick at it a little bit, but I didn't pick at it that much. It scabbed. But other than that, I'm liking the coverage is medium. I'd say medium coverage. May look a little pale on me, but like I said, my neck is pretty pasty. But other than that, I think it feels pretty lightweight, honestly. Like, I really can't feel it that much. I mean, it dries down decently, so far, so good. Alright, so back to my story. So, I call FedEx, and I'm like, hey, you know, I look up their customer service number, and I'm like, hey, you guys say that my package has been delivered, but I haven't received a package, like, because I'm hoping, maybe they delivered it to the wrong address, you know, maybe it's a glitch or whatever, and they're just like, we can't do anything about it. It said it's been delivered, so you'll just have to contact the seller. I was like, ugh. Really, guys? I don't feel like I should have to contact BoxyCharm because you guys don't know what you're doing. I'm not trying to be mean. Okay, this is the first time this has happened to me. Most of the time, FedEx is really good about giving me my packages, but still, I don't feel like it's the person who sent it to me's fault when you're the one that says it's delivered and it hasn't been delivered. Kind of like, it really felt like they just didn't want to deal with it, and they're just like, that's, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Go contact the person who sent it to you. And I'm like, well, you could at least kind of look into it, and like, but it's customer service, you know, it's not even it's not like a local person talking to me. It's probably some person in a different country, and that's fine, but I just feel like they're not really trying to help me. So I'm like, okay, if you can't do anything about it, I'll contact BoxyCharm. So I contacted BoxyCharm, and they're like, oh, first off, I emailed them. I was like, hey, my package says it's been delivered and hasn't been delivered yet. Can you like tell me where it is? I should have asked more detail, but I was kind of like getting around to, can you contact FedEx and like ask them where my package is, because they won't tell me anything. I should have said that, but I didn't. I was just like, hey, do you know where it is? And of course, with BoxyCharm, you get a lot of automated messages and stuff. But the first thing I got an answer pretty fast. And they're like, okay, we're sending you a replacement box. And I was like, no, because I know their policy. They only send you a replacement box once a year. And I'm like, if this ever happens again, you know, I'm kind of screwed. I was not asking for a replacement box. I was just trying to inquire as to where my package was. Like, obviously, I didn't get it. My in-laws didn't get it. So I'm thinking either, I don't know. I'm really just thinking they delivered it to the wrong person. And unfortunately, that person just kept the package. or I don't know, or they lost it. I don't know. So I'm like, well, so I respond back. I'm like, appreciate that, but I'm not really looking for a replacement. Can you give me some information, like look into it? And I think the first email when they said they were sending a replacement was just an automated one because the person was like, they emailed me back and they're like, oh, well, it's already been processed or whatever, so we can't cancel it. And I'm just like, well, great. I mean, because I would feel bad if, let's say, because I know, how people can be scammers and stuff. They'll contact saying, oh, I didn't get my package and yada yada, and I don't want to seem like that, so I don't want to say, hey, my package is missing, and then, a couple days later it show up, and then now I have 2 boxes, because I ain't about that life. So I really that was going to be my last resort, was trying to get a replacement box. I was just really trying to see if we could figure it out to, like I said, it got delivered to the wrong address. And also that next day, I think my in-laws had a package delivered, and it was a FedEx person. So I went out there to talk to them, and I was like, hey, not that I really expected them to be able to be like, oh yeah, here's your package. But more like, I was trying to get information. Because, like I said, customer service was not helping. But I asked them, I was like, hey, it says my package was delivered. Do you remember, anything? And he was like, well, but we have been having a glitch on our tracking number, which are telling people that it's been delivered and it hasn't been delivered. So I was like, oh, maybe that's it. And I was like, okay, well, if that's not it, who do I call? And he just said the people, and I was like, the customer service people. But anyways, it didn't turn out to be a glitch. I don't know what happened to my package, but now I'm still waiting on my replacement package, and that has been an ordeal. Maybe that is because if they did run out of boxes, then maybe that's why my replacement package is taking so long to get here. But I mean, I've had to contact BoxyCharm so many times. I'm like, hey, where's my package? And this is not like a couple of days I contact. This is like weeks. Like, I'd wait a whole week, and then if it didn't show up or get a tracking, I would be like, hey guys, where's my box? Because I'm not gonna, I pay money for this box, so I'm not gonna just be like, oh well, But I really wasn't happy with the service. I mean, usually when I contact BoxyCharm about anything, they're really good about getting back, and they are pretty good about getting back with me. It's just, at this, I don't know, I felt like they didn't really try to find out where my package went. They're just like, replacement package. And the reason why I really want my original package is because I customized it, and I probably am not going to get what I customized in this replacement box. And they say that. They're like, if we have to replace your box, you're not guaranteed to get what you picked. And now I'm like, well, I really wanted what I picked in my premium, so now not only did you guys lose my package, now I'm probably not going to get what I picked. So that was a bit of a mess. And I probably talked about it for way too long, but that was frustrating. And I'm not completely happy with how everything has turned out. And I still have not received my package. I did finally get a tracking number for my replacement package, but I don't know if FedEx's thing is so broken or something, because it doesn't update. So it's like, usually I'd be like, oh, it'll be delivered on this day. No, it's just like, we don't know. So I think FedEx needs to get it together, because, and I even called again after, obviously my package was not here. This was like a week or so later, and because I Googled it, and it said, like, if you call back, like, tell them within like 30 days, they're supposed to help you. But they were just like, sorry, you can just tell the person who sent it, and they can file a claim with us. And I'm just like, well, that doesn't help me. Where's my package, guys? By the way, the concealer I used is just the e.l.f. concealer. I don't have a new concealer to try out, and I'm really trying hard to cover this zit up. Alright, so I don't have a new setting powder or brows or any, like, a new brow products. That's really the only things. Oh, and a bronzer. I don't have a new bronzer. So I'm just going to do those real quick while I'm talking with you guys. And then I'll get on to the products that are new, because after that, it's basically all new products. I'm not really going to tell you guys what I'm using. It's just stuff I've been using, and it's nothing new, so I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Alright, so what else would I have to talk about? Oh, and then I feel like I've just been having to call a bunch of people because just been having issues out here. So our internet, man. I don't know what it is about internet problems, but man, does that trigger me. Internet problems trigger me so hard. It's bad. I need to get a better grip on it, but it just, if you want to make me mad, put me in a room with slow internet, and I turn into a whole different, I turn into a completely different person when it comes to internet, and that's not good. I'm trying to work on it, but man, I think it's just because we've been having so much problems with our internet company. Like, we have Connect, I think but it used to be called Windstream, so that's like the local, not really local, but what our state uses. Not really the whole state, but it's just what is provided around here is Windstream, and it's now Connect because somebody else bought them, because I think Windstream probably went bankrupt because they suck. That's who we have as our internet right now. And okay, so we moved in. Our in-laws, because I don't know, I've mentioned this before. We moved into our in-laws' old house. If you hear noise, my father-in-law's out there in his truck. But anyways, so we had to take over because they had, oh gosh, I just smudged something. But anyways, they had this internet before, and this is really the only internet around here. This is the only internet around here, unfortunately, is what we have now. That's not satellite, because this internet is, I don't know what it's called, DLC or something. It's the one where it's the wires, okay? It's in the ground. That's what the internet is. I don't know what the proper term for that is, but that's what it is. Since we've taken over the account and everything, we tried to get it upgraded, because it was like, I think they had one of the slower ones, and they offered a new upgraded version or something, like faster, and we went ahead and got that. We set up our account, and yeah, so it's just been since day one, since we've had this internet, which has probably been like 6 months now. I'm not joking, I've constantly had to call in about something, and it seems like 2 or 3 times a month. And it's even more than that. Like, during the beginning, it was like once or twice a month I'd have to call in and be like, hey, our internet keeps dropping, because it would just drop constantly. It would just be like, you'd just be using it. And I mean, not even like, a ton of devices on it. I mean, like, we have a lot of devices connected, but we don't have them all running at the same time. I'd be like just on my phone browsing on Instagram, and then the internet would drop. And I'm like, why is it dropping? And so I'd have to call, because it wasn't just like a one-time drop, and then like once drop, that's it. It would be like 4 or 5 times within like an hour. It was just constantly dropping, then come back, and then, about 10 minutes later drop again, and then back, and then drop again. So it was constant, and it was more than I thought. I was like, this is not good. So I'd call, and they'd be like, okay, we'll send someone out, and they'd send somebody out, and he'd be like, okay, you're all set, and I'm like, great. At first I was very patient. I was like, okay, it's just, things happen. But then sometimes it would just be spiking all the time. Like, our internet would just go whoop. Because, like, I play games online, and I know I can't expect, like, smooth, no latency, nothing like that, but I can watch, like, my little latency bar, like the ping and stuff in the corner, and it would just be like, from 60, which 60 is good, fair, that's, pretty good, not the best, but, it's manageable, and it would go to, like, 800, and 800, man, is bad. It's like your internet's not even working, and it would just do that constantly. I'm like, why is our internet spiking so much? What is going on? And so we'd call them, and, like, okay, we'll send somebody out. Okay. And then also our phone line, too, because we have to have a home line. We have to have a home line, a phone line, because our service out here is pretty spotty. So, if I need to make a phone call, I'd have to use the home line, because cell phones are not going to hold it. So, our phone line would also start getting fuzzy and doing stuff, and I'm just like, what is going on, guys? So constantly have to have them come out here, and they can't seem to fix the problem, which is very frustrating because I'm paying money here. Oh, and that's another thing. I called them once and they're like, oh, well, you're paying for this and you're not getting this service because we, like I said, we had upgraded to the faster internet service, and they're like, oh, well, you never technically got upgraded for that. I'm like, so I've been paying more for an upgraded version that I've not been getting? So I wasn't happy about that. So they came out there like, oh, we'll send someone out right away and they'll get you the upgrade. And I was like, well, maybe that's why our internet's been crappy. Because they're like, well, you know, it says you're supposed to be upgraded and your router keeps trying to push that, but then it's not actually been upgraded, so it makes it like mess up because it's getting two different signals. So I was like, okay, well, then they sent somebody out and I was like, oh, maybe that's why. Maybe our internet problems will be finally fixed. No. That was just the beginning. So I was like, oh, you know, it kind of sucks because we've been, like, I think they might have discounted our next bill or something. I don't know there. So I was like, we've been paying for something that we've not been getting. So that was annoying. And then I was like, okay, well, whatever. 'Tis what it is. Hopefully it's now fixed, but no. So it's constantly either been dropping. It's either been dropping or, like I said, the ping is just constantly going up and down. And then just have to keep calling them seems like every week or so. And finally, one of the times, because it depends on, like, I guess depending on what time I called, like, sometimes we get one lady that didn't seem to, I'm not trying to be rude, but didn't seem like she knew what she was doing sometimes. Then I got this one guy who was like, because, like, I guess with the routers, they can look at, like, all the codes that have been thrown up their way, and he was like, oh, yeah, this is pretty bad. And I was like, yeah, I know, it's pretty bad. That's what I've been telling you guys, it's bad. And they're like, okay, we'll have to send someone out there, and they send another person out here, and he's like, he ran a new line, and I was like, okay. But it's funny, because I'm pretty sure, although they don't seem to want to fix it, I'm pretty sure our little box out there, whatever the little hub is for the internet, pretty sure that thing is what is the problem. And even the guy that came out here this last time, he was like, oh wow, this thing's older than I am, and he looks like, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but he looks like he's 40 or 50. I was like, and he's like, man, it's running a lot of stuff, and it says it's stressed all the time, or like, I don't know, codes or whatever. And I was like, that sounds like that thing needs to be replaced. But no, he didn't replace it, or he didn't say anything about replacing it. He's like, I'll just run a new line. I'm like, well, if this box thing is the problem, I'm pretty sure running a new line isn't going to fix it. And so they ran the new line, and what do you know? Didn't fix the problem. And then, so when we first got it, because I don't know if all internet companies will do this, but ours will make you rent the router from them. If you don't have a router, they'll provide one, but you have to rent it. And taking a break from my story, so I'm going in with this ColourPop pressed powder blush in the shade My Type. So it's pretty pink blush. And alright, back to my story. So we when we signed up, we went ahead and bought like a Windstream router offline. I don't know where my husband got it from, but to kind of like save a little money to not have to be paying, because you can use your own router if you have one, but it has to obviously work with their system. So we bought a Windstream one, so that we didn't have to pay a renting fee every month. So, and then after a while, they're like, well, we're noticing that your router's throwing a lot of codes and stuff. And this last time we called, and they're like, we think it's the router. We think your router's the problem. And I was like, so they're like, but we can send you one, and then you'll have to pay the renting fee each month. But I mean, that way we know that if that's the problem. And we're like, I told my husband, I was like, I'm pretty dang sure it's not our router. I'm pretty sure it's that box out there that's old and obviously not doing so hot. But my husband was like, they're trying to weed out what the actual problems are. So he's like, so let's just get this, and then they can't say it's our router because. But anyways, my husband was like, at least now if we do this, they can't say it's our router. And that was the last thing they've done so far, and I need to call them again because Although I will say it's a little smidge better. Hasn't dropped as much as it used to. So that's good. But it is still spiking. Like, I can't play online games for very long because it'll just start spiking. So I need to call them probably today after this video and complain some more. They probably hate me by now, but I honestly don't care because, okay, I've been patient with them, okay? This has been going on for 6 months, and I don't expect, like, perfect internet, like, crisp and super fast and all that, but I do expect that if I'm going to be using it, that I should be able to use it and not it lagging out, and even some days we can't even, like, stream Netflix or anything. And like I said, we have a ton of devices, but we don't have them all running at once. It'll just be like me and my husband watching TV, and maybe me browsing on my phone. So nothing that should be, like, bogging it down so much. And it's just the two of us, so I don't think we should be having these problems. And I know that internet out in the country is a lot different than internet in the city, because, yeah, internet in the city was great. Man, I miss those days. Because, like, even just uploading a video to YouTube, I really don't mind this part, but it takes me all night. So I have to put the video to upload during the night, so that way it doesn't bog us the whole internet down, because it will. And, I expected that much, but still, if I'm not uploading something and if I'm not downloading something, I should be having pretty good internet, but no, it's not the case. Alright, so now moving on to highlight, I'm going to be using this MAC highlighter. This is a Double Gleam is the shade, and it's an extra dimension skin finish highlighter, whatever that means. But I bought this at TJ Maxx a while back, and I've been really wanting to use it. It's just I haven't gone around to it yet. But, so, here goes nothing. So let me sit back and kind of enjoy this highlighter. Ooh, yeah. So far, so good. Oh yeah, look at that beam. Dang. Why doesn't anybody talk about this highlighter? This is pretty. Maybe they do talk about it. Maybe it's an old one. Because I am so out of the loop when it comes to products that have been around for a while, I just go based off of what I've tried. I don't keep track of what's new, I try to keep track of some new stuff, but this product's new to me. But yeah, that's really pretty, super blinding. I could probably get it to build up even more than that, but yeah. Alright, so I'm loving this. If you hear a chicken in the background, I have a rooster that's making noise outside. Which, it's kind of making me a little nervous because I have to, like, listen to make sure he's not being attacked, because that'll a whole nother story. But anyways, did I finish my internet one? Yeah, so I've just really been frustrated with my internet lately. It's been a pain, and we are signed up for, like, this, I forget what it's called. I want to call it, like, Starlight or Star something. Internet that's supposed to be, like, it is satellite internet, but it's supposed to be really good satellite internet, and we've signed up for that. So, I'm excited for whenever they get that ball rolling so I can get rid of Windstream, Connect, whatever, because it's terrible. Alright, going on with the palette. Just going to be using the Just Peaches Mattes Too Faced by Too Faced. Alright, so I'm just going to go into Peach Tea right there. Anyways, about the chicken, I have another story. I'm just going to buff this out on my crease. I'll tell you what shades I'm using, but this is not a tutorial. This is just me trying out the products. Anyway, so we have chickens. We have 2 big chickens right now that are kind of running free range. We have a chicken pen that they go into at night, but for the most part they free roam. Because we kind of inherit them from my in-laws. They had chickens here. And they were old, so they're probably going to die off soon. So we're like, that's fine, we plan to get chickens too anyway, so we'll keep an eye on them. That they're used to being around here. We're not going to make them move with my in-laws, because my in-laws just moved down the road, but, they roam around. Anyways, a couple of weeks ago, I noticed this dog showing up. Like I said, we live at a dead-end road, so I don't know all my neighbors' animals and things, because it's out in the country. can see my neighbors, you know, when I drive down the road, but I don't know what their animals they have and things like that, because don't care to. We're not close. But this dog kept roaming, or I'd see it outside. I'm like, whose dog is that? You know, I still to this day don't know whose dog it is, because the thing about moving out in the country, people sometimes dump animals, which is terrible, but it does happen. So finding stray dogs and things is not uncommon. I've never found one yet, but I mean, it does happen out in the country. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, did somebody drop a dog off? Did someone abandon a dog? Because if someone did, I would most likely take it in, because that's what I do. I like animals. But this dog was very skittish. Like, when I'd come outside, I was like, oh, you know, I wanted to see whose dog it is. He would just run away, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe it's a neighbor's dog. So on Saturday, like 2 or 3 days ago, my husband and I were sleeping in, and we heard one of our roosters making a lot of noise, and I got up and I see a dog chasing our chicken. I was like, oh no. So I told my husband, like, hey, I thought it was one of our dogs, because they have had a past habit of doing that, especially with new dogs. When we first get puppies and things and they're not around chickens, they will tend to chase them because chickens make loud noises and they want to chase it. But we've trained them now to, you know, not do that. And they don't normally do that, but sometimes they have a slip up or something. And I was like, oh, one of them must be chasing a chicken. So I tell my husband, he bolts out the door, and it's not our dog. It's some other dog. That's that dog that I saw, and he pinned down the rooster and was like pulling his feathers out. So my husband ran out there, yelled at it, and the dog just ran away. The rooster's okay. He just has a big bald spot, but, you know, it's not good for him to be doing that. So, and I still don't know whose dog that is. Like, he ran away, and we haven't seen him since, but I'm thinking that he's either a neighbor's dog. I'm really thinking he's a neighbor's dog, because I don't think a stray dog would linger unless he's being fed somewhere. And he won't let us get close, and I didn't see a collar on him or her. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. But now I'm just like, have to be alert at all times, because I don't know if that dog will show up again and try to kill one of the chickens. So exciting. But we can't be having that dog trying to attack our chickens. Alright, so that shade blended out really well. Now I'm going to go into Peach Cobbler, which is a shade next to it, and kind of buff that out. So let's see what else. We did get a new dog recently. Yesterday we got a new dog, because this will probably be our last dog to get, not forever, but I mean like for now until, you know, they get old and pass away someday. Because we have, technically now we have 4 dogs. We have my inside dog, which is a little Chihuahua, but I don't really count him as like, he's a dog, but he's not like an outside dog, so I don't really count him as our numbers out there. So right now we have 3 dogs. Let me know if you guys want to see pictures of them, because I might take pictures someday, and in my next Chatty Get Ready With Me I can talk to you about them. But if you don't care, then that's fine. But anyways, we have our first dog that we ever got from my mom. My mom lives in town, kind of like on the outskirts of town, but still in town. And she didn't have time for her. She's a big dog. She's part Great Dane, part Mastiff, so it's pretty, you know, it's a big dog, the biggest dog I've ever owned. And my mom just didn't have time for her. She had to keep her tied up because she kept trying to get out, and my mom, you know, works, single mom right now, so just didn't have time for her. So we took her off her hands because, you know, we live out in the country now. Like I said, I'm not bragging if I keep saying that. It's just we live out in the country, so we have land. So we have space for this dog, and we don't have her tied up. We have her roaming free on our land, and she's much happier out here. It works out much better. But she's a sweetheart. We've had to work with her a bit because she was one that started chasing chickens. She doesn't do that anymore, but she likes to watch the chickens, like stalk them, which makes me nervous. I'm like, please don't try to eat the chickens. But she hasn't. She just, I guess, just likes to watch them. So she's a real sweetheart. She's a bit territorial, but I think she's just trying to assert her dominance on most of the dogs. Because my in-laws have dogs too. But anyways, so we have her. Her name is Angel. I'll probably try to take pictures of them. Maybe if I can get them to sit still, I'll try to take a picture of them and show them. But if I forget, I'll try to do that later. So there's Angel, and then we have another dog. She's still in her puppy phase. Her name's Daisy. She was our second to get because Angel needed a playmate. Angel was very hyper, not really super hyper, but she started tearing up stuff, and I think she did it because she was bored. All right, I'm gonna go into Peach Tart over here and kind of deepen up the crease and corners, whatever. Anyways, but it became very obvious that Angel needed a playmate because she was just tearing up stuff. She was just getting into everything. We would go out, I'd go out there and hang out with her, but like, I'm not going to be out there 24/7 keeping her entertained. So I was like, she needs a buddy. So we looked around, and so someone my husband knew, his parents did dog rescuing. I think they had a mama who had puppies, and they were trying to get rid of the puppies. And so, I prefer to do that because we for sure wanted a puppy, because before anybody comes at me saying I should go to a dog shelter and pick up a dog there, I would love to do that, and we tried doing that, but it didn't work out because when you move out to the country and have animals and things, you don't know where animals from dog shelters, what history they have and things, and most of the time whenever you take a city dog, we got lucky with my mom's dog that she adapted really well, but not all dogs do that. Especially it depends on the breed of the dog. Some dogs are more aggressive towards other animals like chickens and things. It's just in their nature to want to kill or, just attack chickens and things. And we also have sheep. We tried taking other people's dogs and things. It didn't work out. Like people that are trying to rehome older dogs. So we had to get a puppy because we needed to train them around these animals. We tried taking one of my sister-in-law who was trying to rehome a dog. Very sweet dog, but unfortunately she got into our sheep's pen and ripped up one of our sheep's legs. So we had to give the dog back because we're like, yeah, we can't. Our sheep is fine, by the way, but she still attacked it, and so we kind of learned our lesson. We need to get a dog that's a puppy so we can train them, because if you do train them when they're little, most of the time they work out just fine around other animals. But it's like whenever they're already older and kind of set in their ways, it's harder to train dogs not to do stuff like that. So we just had to get a puppy, and that's where we got Daisy. My dogs are barking right now, so you might hear them. This is looking pretty good. I'm really liking this palette, by the way. I like the matte shades a lot. Obviously it's all mattes, but they're all working out very well. Very pigmented, blending out really well. Not having an issue at all. So I think that's basically what I'm going to do for the top. I'm just going to keep it very simple, probably. So I'm just going to do the same thing on the bottom lash line now. Anyway, so we got Daisy. She's a real cutie. She's definitely more my dog than my husband's dog. Angel is very much my husband's dog. She listens to him. She's a little bit stubborn with me, but when it comes to him, she does whatever he says. Very much his dog, and that's fine. Daisy's more my dog. She loves me, and I love her. We just bonded. She listens to me a little bit better than she does my husband. But it's fine. They're good dogs. So we're very fortunate for them to get them too. So now we just added one more because we like the number. We think 3 is a good number because it's better to get more than just one dog because there's wildlife and stuff out here. There are coyotes and things, and we don't want our dogs to get ganged up on. So it's better to have kind of your own little pack to defend, not only the property but each other if an animal comes and tries to attack them. So we just picked up our latest, which is Bailey. She is, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you what type of dog Daisy is. She's a gorgeous dog. I really don't know what she is. I think she's part pit bull, but I don't know what the other part of her is. She's definitely a mixed dog, but she's gorgeous. She's got these beautiful 2 different colored eyes. One of her eyes is actually basically white. really freaky looking, but it's really cool looking at the same time. She's a very beautiful dog. I love her to death. Anyway, so our latest was Bailey. Bailey is part Pyrenees, which Pyrenees are really good. My parents, when they lived out on the farm, they always had Pyrenees, and I love Pyrenees. They're real sweethearts, and they're really good dogs for farms. And I was like, you know, our next one should probably really be a dog supposed to be on a farm. So I was like, I would really like a Pyrenees to be our next one. So we found a mix. She's part Pyrenees, part Blue Heeler. So far, really nice dog. She was very skittish when we got her, so I'm thinking that, I mean, the people told us that she was raised on a farm and around animals. So that kind of, I don't know, so far that's okay. She seems kind of like she wants to chase our chickens, but that might just be puppy nature. But anyways, so they told her she was raised on a farm, and so far she seems to be adapting well. But I don't, she was very skittish when I got her, but I don't know if that's because, you know, new people, I don't know you kind of thing, or if they just didn't handle her much. Because most puppies, when you get them, they want to be touched. Like, I don't know, maybe not all puppies, but usually puppies want to be like, oh, they're all in your face, kind of like jumping on you, like happy dogs. She was just more like, really like skittish. And I was like, oh, did they literally just throw her out there with the animals? And that's where she was, with just her and her brothers and sisters. Maybe not much human contact. But she's really, this is the second day since we've had her, and I've gone out there. I've kind of gained her trust a little bit. She's definitely more getting into that more, yay, puppy phase, kind of like happy dog. So maybe it really was just because we were strangers, like stranger danger kind of thing. But she's starting to warm up. I've pet her several times now. She seems to be a really sweet dog. So I think she's going to be a good add to the family. But like I said, this will probably be our last dog for a bit until the day one of them gets old and passes away and we have to get another one. But so far I'm pretty happy with our little fur family right now. But yeah, this palette is really nice. I really like it. I personally would like more, I like mattes, but let's be real, I like my shimmer shades too. So I'm going to dip into a different palette just to kind of complete the look. I'm going to dip into this Yate London palette here. This is what I'm going to be using for this month. Some of you may or may not have noticed I did not do a Shop My Stash this month. And honestly, I was torn between it. I wanted to film one, but I didn't at the same time. And you'll have to let me know, do you guys miss me not doing that for the month of May? Because I'm not going to do one for this month, because I just noticed that I really wasn't getting great views on those videos, and I'm not going to film a video if you guys are not going to watch it. It just doesn't, I mean, I like filming those videos, but if I'm not going to get the views, I mean, let's be realistic. I'm doing this for views. I mean, not just for views, but I'm doing this to entertain you guys and I'm filming videos that I want for you guys to enjoy. I'm not going to continue filming something if you guys are not going to enjoy watching it, and that's fine. If you don't enjoy watching my Shop My Stashes, that's completely fine. I understand that. But, you know, like I said, if I'm not getting the views that I think I should, if you guys are just not interested in it, if you're not wanting to watch those, I'm not going to continue filming them. But let me know down in the comments if you do really like me filming those videos. Then I'll start back up, and maybe in June. But yeah, I just noticed that people didn't seem to be watching it as much like my other videos, so I just decided to not do it this month. Anyways, here's what the palette looks like that I'm using for this month. Because I'm still doing Shop My Stashes, I just don't, I still go in and pick stuff out for a month, to use for a whole month, but I didn't record it. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna go into the shade over here, because it's really pretty. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you want me to, if you did enjoy me watching those videos. Maybe people just weren't seeing that I posted them, because I don't know, I just don't feel like they were doing very well. And I don't want to bore you guys if you guys are not interested in watching those. That's fine. I just need to know. Just let me know. Let a girl know if you weren't enjoying those videos. And also, guys, feel free to, like, let me know down in the comments, like, video suggestions. Because sometimes, I don't know, like, I kind of don't know what you guys want to see. So I'm always open to suggestions. And it doesn't have to be makeup videos. It could be other videos, like lifestyle videos, because I'm wanting to dip into that. Like, I don't know, when I started my channel, I didn't want it to just, like, I want my channel to be what I'm interested in, but I don't want it to be boring for you guys, so, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. That's just what I'm going to say. I'm open to suggestions. Alright. So, that's basically what I'm going to do. I like shimmer. I could have left it matte, but I prefer shimmer, so. But I do really like this. I think it's pretty good. And it smells amazing. It smells like peaches. Alright, so I have these eyeliners, but I don't think they're gonna go well with the look. I don't know. Maybe I'll pop this one on. I don't know if that's gonna look good. I don't know. So I guess I'll just go in with this cream gel liner from Colourpop, and this is in the shade, I think it's like Extra Frosting or something like that. Yeah, we'll see how it looks. Not too bad. I mean, I prefer more the white, because this is like, I don't know, for this look I would prefer more the white look, just because it's a little bit brighter. This is more like a yellowy, kind of like pale yellow. But, I mean, it went on really well. I really do like Colourpop's gel liners. I think they're very underrated. They're really good, so if you haven't tried any other gel liners, I recommend them because I really like them. But for this look, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm going to go in with some eyeliner now. I'm going to go in with some eyeliner now and finish up my eyes, and I'm going to apply some mascara because I did pick up a new mascara. So let me just do that. Oh, I did create a TikTok, which I've been debating about doing for a while, but I honestly just did it to try to kind of pull in more subscribers on my channel, because I'm going to be real honest, my channel has not been growing very well. I know YouTube is very saturated, kind of like there's tons of YouTubers, so I didn't expect to ever like take off, you know, but I haven't been seeing much growth, so I'm kind of just going to other platforms. I'm not deleting my YouTube channel or anything, don't worry. I'm just trying to pull in more views through different platforms. But I really don't know what I'm going to do with that TikTok channel. Like I said, I made it and I've been posting some videos here and there, but I don't really want it to just be about makeup. Like on TikTok, I kind of just want it to be like entertainment over there, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet over there. My camera's flashing at me, so I gotta hurry. But if you want to follow me on TikTok, I'll put my username down below. Alright, so I got 2 more products, actually 3 more products, and I gotta hurry because my camera battery is dying. Alright, so I picked up this mascara from, where are you from? I think it's L'Oreal, and this is the Air Volume Mega Mascara. It's really weird packaging, it's like flat. But anyways, just gonna try this bad boy out. Here's what the wand looks like. Nothing too fancy. But, I mean, the pictures, they're supposed to give you mega lashes, so. Not too bad. I mean, it's definitely giving some volume. I wouldn't say it's like, bam, volume, but, you know. It's doing a lot more than some high-end mascaras that I've tried have, you know, claimed to be doing. This one's definitely giving me volume. Not too bad. I mean, it's definitely giving me volume, just not a ton. Alright, then I'm going to try out this Too Faced lip gloss. I don't know what the shade name is. Raisin to the Roof. Just going to try this out real quick. Oh yeah, very, very sparkly. Probably would look better with a lip liner. But, you know what? Not too bad. Very, very shiny. I prefer probably to put a lip liner on next time, but I kind of wanted to see if there was actually any pigmentation, you know, like color there, besides just the... I will say that the glitter is a little too much in my opinion. It's not sticky, so that's good. Alright, and then last but not least, I'm trying from e.l.f. the X Gen Atkin setting spray here. I just happened to see this in Ulta, and I was like, hey, why not? I like setting sprays. Alright, so let's do a little... Ooh, that seems to be a nice mist. Oh, yeah. Very, very fine mister, and it smells like coconuts, so I'm not doing a wear test, but it feels really nice. You know, like I said, the mister was very, very fine, so that's good. All right, so that's it. So that's everything that I've tried today. So let me go through everything real quick. Hopefully my battery won't die. I'm gonna do a speed through. So foundation, I liked it. It seems to be doing well. Medium coverage, I wouldn't say it's full coverage, but you know, good. Blush, love the blush. Super pretty, super cute. Love the pink packaging. Love the shade. You know, ColourPop's blushes are always pretty good, so nothing to complain there. Really like the highlighter, the MAC highlighter. Super, super pretty, super blinding. Definitely recommend this if you happen to see it in TJ Maxx or anything. Really like the palette. Palette is great. I mean, that mascara just smudged. Oh well, I'm not gonna pay attention to it. Anyways, really like it. I like the mattes. I mean, like I said, I prefer to have 1 or 2 shimmer shades, but if you are a big fan of mattes, these work pretty good. Smells great, so definitely happy with this. The mascara is okay. I mean, it just smudged, but that might be my fault. But I don't think it just added like, woo, volume, but I mean, it's not bad. It definitely added volume, just not like mega volume like it says. This lip gloss is okay. It's got a little too chunky for glitter for my preference, but it looks pretty. And then the setting spray seems to be okay. Really nice mister. I'm impressed with the mister. It's e.l.f., so it's affordable, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, I think that's everything. Is that everything? I think so. But yeah, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys were at least entertained while I was applying makeup. I went on a couple of ranting spills there, but I hope that you at least guys were entertained throughout the whole thing. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure to give this video a like if you like these types of videos. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!